The Detroit Lions just have 2 more days of organized team activities. Sometime today, we should be getting something coming out from that if there was anything going on as well. I don't even know if the media was allowed there today. I would assume that they would be, but I'm not sure. And then we have tomorrow, and then that is it. We are breaking to the summer, which is unbelievable. I can't believe how fast, and I'm going to keep saying that until we're back to football, how fast the offseason has gone. And with that being said, we did a way too early 53-man roster prediction. We did a way too early, and this one is from Sideline Report. I think this one is kind of interesting, so we'll do this one as well. This is a post-OTA 53-man roster prediction. So what we'll do, and this is coming from Sideline Report, what we're going to do is we'll do one more, because between now and the end of the preseason, it's really, we're going to have that 90-man roster, and then we'll figure out who's going to be, and then we'll have a better kind of idea after the preseason takes place. Now, what we're going to have to do is we are probably going to have to make an immediate 53-man roster prediction after the last preseason game, because the cuts pretty much happen. I think the last preseason game is that weekend, and I want to say they can start happening immediately, because they all have to be done by Tuesday at 4:00 or something like that. It's one big cut, but they can start happening before that cut, if I'm not mistaken, because it used to be, I don't remember, but so we'll probably just do that one, and we'll have to get it out very quick. We might even do it going into the last preseason game. So I was having trouble with this with my computer. So I have seen the first quarterback, running back, wide receivers, and tight ends. I did see those guys, but without further ado, here is the Sideline Report 53-man roster prediction post OTAs. Now they got 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Would be Jared Goff, Hendon Hooker, and Nate Sudfeld. So if we have 3 on the roster, that means we can carry 3. I was a bit confused about the rule, because you could carry 3. Then there was a time period that you couldn't. Then the emergency quarterback rule came into play, but I guess you can have 3. But so anyway, 3 on the roster. A lot of times during Matthew Stafford, we haven't had 3. I want to say we had 3 with Jared Goff's first year, if I'm not mistaken. We had Tim Boyle, David Blau. Last year, we just had the 2. Hendon Hooker was hurt most of the year and then was in street clothes the other half. So if Hendon Hooker's not ready, then I'm going to want to see somebody else other than Nate Sudfeld. Remember guys, this is the 53-man roster. So this is not the practice squad. So that would be 3 quarterbacks on the roster. I've always liked 3 quarterbacks. I think it's just safer, but that is Nate Sudfeld. I mean, if he's going to be QB3, hopefully he never has to see the field. The only way I would really want to see an additional quarterback is if Hendon Hooker's not ready to go at number 2. All right. So now we are going to see if we can fast forward here, because this website, man, I'm telling you, hard to hit these buttons and click forward. There we go. And then you have the big old ads that pop up. I used to have an ad blocker, and you see what happened? It just, what in the world, man? It literally went to an ad. The reason I don't have an ad blocker on is because, anyway, running backs, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Craig Reynolds, and Sion Vaki. I am going to say, okay, because this guy here is making a lot of waves. Craig Reynolds moving from running back, 4 to 3? Because I think last year he was 3. He might have been 4. He might have been 3 last year. This is not a surprise. I can see that happening. That would mean that Zonovan Knight and Jake Funk and what's the guy's name? Jamar Jefferson are going to be gone as well. So at this point, the roster count is 7. And again, I have to keep reminding myself that this is the 53-man roster, because it might be some practice squad guys on here that make the 53. And I don't know how I feel about that. Wide receivers. So the count so far is 7. Wide receivers, 6. Now this would be 1 step up, 1 more than we went into the season last year with. Last year we had Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Josh Reynolds. We had Khalif Raymond, and then Marvin Jones Jr. If you guys remember, Antoine Green made the practice squad. I've never really liked the number of 5. I just don't like 5 wide receivers, because I think that 6-1 gives you a little cushion for injury or something like that. So I like the number 6 when it comes to wide receivers. So who are we talking about this year? In this order, no doubt. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Khalif Raymond, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Antoine Green, and number 6 would be Wow, Darius Fountain. I don't know anything. Really? Is he making that big of a waves in OTAs? Well, this is post-OTA. But what about Caden Davis? Caden Davis, no Tom Kennedy. I mean, Tom Kennedy, it would be hard for him to make the 53. So, Darius Fountain as wide receiver number 6. Well, listen, we have to see more of them out of after we are done with training camp and things like that. All right, so the count now is 13. When it comes to tight ends, we have 4 on the roster. I can't remember how many we had on the roster last year, but 4 this year. Sam Laporta, Brock Wright, James Mitchell, and Shane Zylstra. 4 seems like a lot to me. I could see James Mitchell being cut, but for Shane, I do think this order is the right order. This guy, I can see him being cut. Shane just finds a way to make the team. He's a special teams guy as well. So that would bring our count currently up to 17. Offensive line, I don't think there's going to be much changes here. Panay Sewell, Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow, Graham Glasgow, Kevin Zeitler, Christian Mahogany, Kobe Sorsdahl, Giovanni Manu, and Dan Skipper makes the 53. That would be a big jump if Dan Skipper makes the 53, because last year he wasn't even on the team, I don't think. Remember, and if he was, he wound up going to the Colts. He spent time on their practice squad, and then we went and got him, and then the rest is history with the report of eligibility. So that brings the count up now to 26. All right, 26. So we are literally halfway to the 53-man roster. This one's going to be good. Defensive line, edge, and DT, a total of 9. Here we go. I have not seen this. Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem McNeil, DJ Reader, Marcus Davenport, Josh Pasco, Mekhi Wingo. We getting kind of thin there. Who else? James Houston, Matthew Betts, Broderick Martin, which means that Levi Onwuzurike will not be part of the defensive line. How are we feeling about that defensive line? How are we feeling? I'm not feeling too bad. I mean, of course, you guys know how I feel about the pass rush and stuff like that. And with the addition of DJ Reader, Aleem McNeil, and their new nickname, Destruction, hopefully that will open up these guys here. Matthew Betts, James Houston, Mekhi Wingo, and Marcus Davenport. And of course, Hutch is going to get his. But this is the most intriguing prospect of that D-line, if you ask me. This guy here, Broderick Martin, looks like he barely, I wonder if they did this in order of making the list, of making the roster. He barely made it, Broderick Martin. Of course, he's going to be there. We traded up. So how are we feeling about that? That puts the count now, 35. So we're halfway done at this point. Linebackers got us carrying 5. Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Malcolm Rodriguez, Jalen Reeves-Maben, which means that we are going to lose the guy we just signed yesterday. Okay, how are we feeling about that linebacker core? I mean, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Jalen Reeves-Maben, I mean, he can play coverage and stuff like that, but he's going to be primarily special teams. Okay, where's the count? Roster count 40. Now we're getting to secondary. That's going to be 10. So this is the end of the team here. Remember, if we keep 10 players in the secondary, that is, cornerback and safety. That means the last 3 positions are going to be on the special teams, which will be kicker, punter, and long snapper. Okay, so 40, who concludes the roster? Secondary, Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold, Brian Branch, Amik Robertson, Ennis Rakestraw, Emmanuel Mosley, Kirby Joseph, Afitu Melifonwu, CJ Moore, Brandon Joseph. Wow. So that means Khalil Dorsey is out the door. Okay, only 2 that I have in question is Brandon Joseph. That's really it. I said 2. Maybe I was thinking about Emmanuel Mosley. I'm thinking only if he's not ready to go. But Brandon Joseph, I mean, that could be a thing. I would really, really like to see if this guy came out and we brought in a Quandre Diggs or a Justin Simmons. And then obviously the last three are going to be the kickers, which will be James Turner, Jack Fox, and Scott Daly. So that means that Michael Badgley is going to be off the team, possibly the practice squad. Okay. The majority of that I could see. The Lions are bringing in Jake Bates, the Michigan Panthers kicker, for a tryout, for a visit. He could come in and take James's job away. But for James Turner to beat out Michael Badgley, that's kind of a big deal. That's kind of a big deal. Don't forget that we will try to put a kicker on the practice squad as well. And if the Lions do indeed bring in Jake Bates and sign him, then that means that the kicking competition will come down to those three guys. One will win. One will no doubt go into the practice squad and I think whoever gets cut is the one that the Lions will kind of be waiting on to see if they wind up on another team. And then if something happens, if let's say Michael Badgley goes on the practice squad, a team is probably going to come and snatch him up. So then we would bring back a guy like Jake Bates or James Turner to be that practice squad. And don't forget, man, the Lions could bring up that practice squad kicker to take over if things turn out that way. Like whoever the starter is. The Lions, man, we really need a kicker. We have not been the same since, what is the guy name? Matt Prater. We've not been the same since and that's been Brad Holmes' entire tenure. So hopefully we can get this kicking. If it's James Turner, so be it. So be it. So what are we thinking? What do y'all like? What do you don't like? I mean, obviously this is we have training camp. I think probably the biggest shocker on this list, I wouldn't call it a shocker. I would call it more of okay, you know what? We're not the only ones thinking that. Levi Onwuzurike, even though he's having a great OTA, he still has to have a great camp. He still has to have a great preseason. But that's kind of the guy that we can see. We could really see. That will be Brad Holmes' second draft pick. The first draft pick that was like cut because James Houston was cut. He didn't make the 53, but he was put on a practice squad. So I think Levi would be the same. Then you have Chase Lucas. He was put on a practice squad. But like when I say cut, I mean where the team didn't want anything to do with the guy. Like Levi is on the last year. If he gets cut, that would be the first time that has happened because we brought back Chase Lucas on the practice squad. We brought back James Houston, put him on the practice squad. So Levi would be like the first draft pick that just got cut with no intentions of coming back to the Detroit Lions. And it'd be crazy because this is before his rookie contract has been over. So let me know your thoughts about the post-OTA 53-man roster prediction from Sideline Report. Again, we'll most likely do just one more because I think that's all it's going to take. Oh, I almost forgot. It's so much to remember when you're doing these in one take. I have some additional affiliate links and sponsorships that could be coming. So right now I have a Fathead affiliate link in the description below. I'll put all the disclaimers in there, but in case you don't know how an affiliate link works, if you make a purchase using my affiliate link, I will get a small commission on the back end. There's one in there that will get you 20% off your first Fathead purchase. So I would make it a good one. You guys know that I'm looking at a foam cutout to put in the studio. I got a spot right over there for it. You guys can't see it, but it's right to my right. Got a spot over there. You've got Frank Ragnall over here. I got that from a party store. He told me I could take it. I was like, cool. And then I'll get the other one over here. Right now, I think St. Brown is just slightly edging out Hutch. I particularly want the helmet. That's the one. I think it'll complement the Frank Ragnall that I already have. So I don't know if I'll get that one, but that's the one I'm kind of leaning to. But I have a Fathead, and then the other link would be for returning customers. If you just click on the link, it'll take you to the Fathead website, and then any purchase you made through Fathead and through that link would get me a small commission. So that's usually how affiliate links work. I also have a few guys that I'm meeting with tomorrow. So I have that one. I have another one that I am trying to get with I'll just put it like this because I don't want an app that you guys might currently use quite a bit, especially during football season. So I'm waiting on a response to them. I've got another one as well for the wearable merchandise I was telling you about that I'm waiting on them. I should know about that in the next day or two. And then the meeting I'm having tomorrow is kind of a big deal. This company specializes in legit NFL merchandise. Like, when I say legit, I'm not talking about shirts and stuff. I'm talking about, like, tomorrow. I'll know more tomorrow and I'll be able to say more, but those links will be in the description. And of course, I'll add to the banner that scrolls beneath me so you guys can be reminded. But if you make a purchase through Fathead, consider using my link as well. And subscribe to the channel. Trying to make a push to get to 21K, where we'll do a mini helmet giveaway. And somebody asked me yesterday in the comment section, are we still giving away the lion? Yes, we are. The black lion, still giving that away. Just wanted to kind of wait until we got closer to football season and go from there. It's either going to be at 25K or I'll still do the 33-inch lion at 25K. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. And your boy trying to come up, man. Me and my whole team. So my whole team, the other syndicates are well. We're working on things to get them going as well. So you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do something that I have really wanted to do for the past 5 years. I'm not there yet, but we are getting close. We're getting close. I saw that this was the new media. This was the future a long time ago. So a lot of people have come and go in this space, but I only seem to be getting better. And that's not even a gloat or nothing. This is what I've always wanted to do. So I'm always trying to get better, always trying to add more to you guys, and really kind of, somebody called me, said, why watch ESPN when you got D? And I was like, you know what? DSPN, man, that's classic. You guys are awesome, man. I'll catch you in the next one.